Now we're going to take a look at how to set up an equation given a word problem. So our essential question is, how do we interpret word problems? It's important to be able to identify the essential information that we'll need in order to write our equation. Depending on the information given in the problem, you may be given a rate of change and a starting value, which are your slope and y-intercept, and you can put that information right into the y equals mx plus b form. Key terms to look for to know if you're being given a slope: this word per. Also, you may see the word each, which is another key term that you're being given a rate of change. In this case, we weren't given the starting value. We know after so many days how much money he has, which is a point in time. So our rate of change is $3 per day, but Marty is spending money, so he's not adding money to his account, he's taking away money from his account. So our slope is negative. Our point in time, 14 days later, he has $68 in his account. Remember, time is always your independent variable, so that will go as your x value. Then we can substitute this information into my asylum equation. We know our slope is negative $3 per day. The 14 goes into the parentheses grouped with the x and becomes opposite. And the 68 stays on the outside of the parentheses, and it's normal, so it stays positive. Solving for y, we distribute that negative 3. And then combine our like terms. From this equation, we can tell that the amount of money Marty started with was $110. The y-intercept is the starting value. It's how much you have when time, or x, equals 0. And we'll answer the question, how much money will he have after 20 days? 20 is our x value, days is independent, it goes in for x. And then we solve. Negative 3 times 20 is negative 60. Plus 110 is $50. So if Marty continues spending at the same rate, after 20 days, he will have $50 left in his account. The other type of problem you might see is when you're given 2 points of information in time. That's the case with our example 2. The first year, there were 35 families. That is a point in time. Remember, time is always your x value when you're setting up your ordered pair. In the third year, there were 57 families. Once you have your 2 ordered pairs, you'll set up your slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'll just label my points in order. Subbing them into my slope formula, I have 57 minus 35 over 3 minus 1. So we have 22 divided by 2, or 11. The rate of change was families per year. Then we can substitute that into the asylum equation. Our slope is 11, my x1 was 1, and my y1 was 35. Distributing my slope and combining my like terms, negative 11 plus 35 is 24. And then we were asked to predict the number of families that might attend in the 5th year. Year is our x value, or our independent variable, so we're going to substitute 5 for x and solve for y. 5 times 11 is 55, and 55 plus 24 gives us 79 families. Make sure with a word problem that you label your answer. One last example, similar to the last one, we have 2 points in time. 14 Snapchats after 2nd hour, and 30 after 4th hour. This time I gave you the dependent variable first. What comes first is which class he's in, Then we can tell how many Snapchats he'd received. So our second ordered pair, first we knew he finished 4th hour, then we counted up 30 Snapchats. Starting off with our slope equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We'll go in order on this one again, x1, y1, x2, y2. Subtracting our y values, 30 minus 14 over our x values, 4 minus 2. 30 minus 14 is 16, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So on average, Cam received 8 Snapchats per hour. Setting up our asylum equation. Substituting those values in, we got a slope of 8. Our x1 was 2nd hour, and our y1 was 14 Snapchats. Distributing that 8 and combining our like terms, we have 8x minus 2 for our equation. Now that we have our equation, we're asked to predict how many Snapchats Cam will have after 5th hour. Again, the hour was the independent variable, or the x value. Multiplying 8 by 5 and subtracting 2, we have a y value of 38. Remember to label your answer. In this case, it represents the number of Snapchats he received. And here's your try question.